Hello my friends, I'm Duchess and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to transform my webtoon characters into characters from the anime Demon Slayer. Let's get started. I actually wanted to make this video a few weeks ago, but I couldn't get myself to draw it because I had a very serious art block and everything I drew that day came out really ugly. So I just scraped this video, but after watching the Swordsman arc finale, which was 50 minutes long, I had the inspiration to draw them again. So yeah, I literally started drawing them right after because that last episode was so good and I cannot wait for the next one, which is probably going to be a long time. But anyway, Demon Slayer has very neat but somewhat sketchy line art, so I decided to do a rough sketch first. Normally I just do the gesture outline, then I go straight into the line art because I just don't want to do the sketch. For me, the sketch is kind of the same thing as the line art, but it isn't the same, but it is the same at the same time. Yeah, you're just tracing it. But it's also really beneficial to do the sketch first because it just makes the line art so much easier. Anyway, I wasn't sure that I'd be able to get the art style down, but it was worth a shot. The sketching went by pretty quickly and it looked good so far. I moved on to the line art, which was a lot harder. This may have taken the most time because I'm not that great at making thin and neat line art. I don't think that it's totally accurate, but it wasn't too far off from the actual Demon Slayer art style, so I just left it as it is. The most difficult part of the line art was probably drawing their swords. I'm not all that great at designing, so yeah, but it didn't actually turn out too bad. I think it's a bit off for Demon Slayers in the Demon Slayer anime, but it really suited my characters' personalities. The reason I designed their swords this way, like the handles and the hilt, is that what it's called, is because it suits them from my world in their webtoon. It's a different world, it's a fantasy world, so they have kings and queens and princesses over there, so I just thought that the fancy design would suit them. By the way, I wanted to apologize for not uploading a video last week. I have been posting consistently on YouTube for a little over a year, and I just randomly didn't post last week. I made a community post about it on Saturday, but no one really saw it, which I totally understand because I don't really ever see those either. Anyway, I've been really busy with work. I work from 8 in the morning and get home around 10 or later. It's a family business, so the work hours are different from regular ones. I didn't take a day off last week because we were really busy preparing. I'd hoped to get home early and work on my video, but we always got home past midnight and I always fell asleep too soon and I just never got to work on it. I don't really know what else to say about that. So yeah, I'm really sorry for not posting last week and I'll try my best to keep uploading every Saturday at 12 p.m. PST. Moving on to the coloring. Once I got to the stage, I was so conflicted because colors represent the type of breathing that Demon Slayers have. So I did an online U quiz about which breathing fits them most. By the way, I love online quizzes like these. They're so fun. And for designing characters, I highly recommend that you take all sorts of quizzes, like even these ones. It's great for getting to know your characters and getting to understand them and knowing what kind of things they would do, how they are, and what kind of personalities that they have. So the first quiz I did was for Hayden. So I answered the quiz as if I was actually my character Hayden, the dude, and he got stone breathing, or more specifically, breath of stone. And it says, those who follow the discipline of stone are immovable and unchangeable, strong and fierce and profoundly kind. Your destiny does not scare you. All things are as they will be, and this arrangement of life is not to be trifled with. You know this very well. Sometimes the pain of regret surges and you cannot bear it, but stone will endure always, and like stone, you have cracked under pressure but never crumbled. Perseverance, always perseverance. And I completely agree with this. In my webtoon, he is very much like this. He's very disciplined, he's kind, and and he knows what kind of life is already laid out for him, and he will go through with it whether he likes it or not, because that's just the type of person he is. Because of this, I feel like he has so many regrets, but he always keeps moving forward, so I really agree with this. However, someone told me that stone breathers have heavy and big weapons like nunchucks or like a big spiky stone ball because they do stone breathing, and it just makes sense. I mean, stone, heavy, big, right? But I already drew Hayden with an elegant sword because he uses a sword in my webtoons, so that wasn't going to work out unless I redrew his whole body and maybe his whole posture, because holding nunchucks or a big stone ball is different from holding a sword, you know, like the posture would be different. Anyway, the next best option was water breathing. I didn't take another quiz because I already got stone, and taking it again was not going to change the answer unless I changed his personality. So I just thought it would be the next best thing to do. Or maybe even sound breathing. But Hayden is very elegant and smooth. So he's been trained for years and years in sword fighting in my webtoon. So I thought water breathing would best reflect his gracefulness because it's just so graceful and pretty. I also took the quiz for Sielle, and she got beast breathing. Beast breathing, or breath of beast, is to become as strong as you possibly can. That is the agenda of those who practice beast breathing. You are a hurricane of a person. People often find themselves swept off their feet in the experience that is you, but it is enjoyable nonetheless. You have strength in you, consideration, and kindness that often go untapped, but you stumble often out of no fault of your own. Learn to trust yourself, learn to trust in those you love. From there, you can only grow. And I completely agree with this. Because Sielle is like a wildfire. If you guys have read my webtoon, you know she goes into things head first, which can be really reckless at times. As carefree as she is, though, she is extremely selfless and cares a lot about people. It just might not come off that way. She does have a lot of issues of her own because of certain things that have happened. Again, if you read my webtoon, you probably already know. And so she finds it hard to trust herself and those around her, but she grows a lot in my webtoon from start to finish. And the first part of this that was to become as strong as you possibly can. And this is really what Sielle aims for in my webtoon, to become stronger. So I really liked this one. I was actually really surprised she got Breath of Beast, but reading the description made it really make sense. But someone told me that beast breathing was weird, like it had weird moves like headbutting and spinning around, so I thought I'd just make her match Hayden. I made her do fire breathing instead. The clothes I designed for them are meant to fit their personalities, but also fit their breathing style. I wasn't too happy with Hayden's robe because he looks so much better in red. In my webtoon, he's the crown prince of the kingdom, Onera. The kingdom colors are red and gold, so he's usually seen wearing red and gold. He just looked so weird to me in blue. After I got the coloring done, I did the rendering. The rendering was tough because I'm not too confident with clothing wrinkles. I'm still working on it. I gotten better, of course, but still not too confident. The Demon Slayer art style doesn't go that much into detail with the rendering, but the rendering on the clothes was a challenge for me. I just did some very basic shading and added some random shades here and there and called it a day. As you can probably tell, I used Tanjiro as a reference for Hayden and Mitsuri as a reference for Sielle. I also wanted to make Sielle's eyes like Tanjiro's as well, but her eyes were too light and the details didn't show up like they did for Hayden. Hayden has really dark eyes, so the colors just really popped and you can see the details, but Sielle's wasn't showing up at all. After that, I just added a few finishing touches and a lot of light. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have watched Demon Slayer and what kind of breathing you'd like to have. If you haven't watched it, then let me know what you guys thought. I'm really happy with how it turned out, even though something about the art style is off. I think the line art is a little too thick and a little too neat, and the rendering is off too, but overall, I think it's not bad. Alright, that is all I have for you guys this week. If you guys enjoyed this week's video or learned something new, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get notified. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next week.